This is episode 5. That means we are halfway through our first season. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Okay, today we have two things to talk about. The first one is businesses that you can run solely off your phone. No laptop needed. All you need is an internet connection and your phone. And it works for all types of phones, from the most expensive Apple 10 grand iPhone all the way to the cheapest 50 quid Nokia. As long as you have internet connection and a touch screen, you can do any of these. Okay, let's start with the most general one. You can be a freelancer. A freelancer is a person who does a little work for everybody and is generally paid a per task basis. You can find loads of people who do this, such as Freelancer and Fiverr. Those are the two big giants of the game. Definitely worth having a look at both of them for your various wants. Personally, I suggest that you learn a skill that we talked about in our last episode, and then you can be a freelancer in that skill. Okay, let's start with the next one, which has seemed to have blown up in the last 12 months. It's being a drop shipper or doing drop shipping. It is basically you are providing a place where people can buy products that you don't own yet. You wait till you have 50 orders of product A, and then you buy them as a job lot or as a large amount elsewhere for cheaper. Or you can simply be doing it for another company. For example, one that might not have the best reputation where you are, or doesn't have anyone to represent them there. Highly successful. There is now dropshipping millionaires all across the States and in some parts of Europe. Okay, let's continue to the third one, being a social media influencer. Now these people are giants. They can have millions of followers. They can be your traditional celebrity or just normal people who have started making Twitter, Instagram and Facebook their lives, as well as TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. And that they have a lot of power over the people who follow them, to follow their advice into buying the latest shoes, all the way up to the latest set that I've seen that are technical influencers. And these people sell bolts, say this is the best bolt to buy, for example. Difficult to start with, but if you're a social person, and well, 8 out of 10 of these people are women, that generally helps. Try it. Even if you're just a micro influencer to start off with, you just have 50 followers, and out of those 50 followers, those are your core. You can start off with that. I highly recommend trying that. And then next, which is quite similar but only on Instagram, and these people are specifically paid to market your Instagram page. They're Instagram marketers. They're exactly what it says on the tin. They use Instagram to grow brand awareness and launch new products, similar to a social media influencer, but specifically for Instagram. These people make a lot of money. Definitely look into trying that. And now next, this one's a bit different to me. That it was suggested that I added it to this list by a close friend of mine. It is called being a VA, or a virtual assistant. So you do all the stuff that a normal assistant would do virtually. So you're not going to be getting him his coffee, for example, or her coffee, because obviously you're not in the office, but you do all the admin service from a remote location, usually a home office. From what I've been told about this service, it is generally people from the third world who do it, but there is a premium paid for specific accents and personality types. So definitely worth checking that out. Next, you can be an app developer from your phone. See, this surprised me immensely when I was doing research for this, because when you think about making an app, you expect to be spending hundreds of hours on a laptop in a dark room somewhere. But you could quite easily be sitting in the park and designing an app. As long as you have internet connection and you use the right apps or app building services like buildfire.com, you could do it. Not just make it for iOS or Android, but all platforms have their own specific ones. Have a look at that buildfire.com though as a good jumping off point. Now, the next one is tech support. These lovely people who help you when part of our tech generated world breaks down. And considering it is a lot cheaper for them to have you as a freelance tech support person than to have actual people for it, I highly recommend doing this for a little side cash. It's always good if you speak very good English. You will be paid more for that from what I've been told. Highly worth checking out. Give that a check out. And finally, now this one is very, very broad, and I think if you have any skill whatsoever, you can do this one. It's called a consultant, and to be a consultant, you just have to have the skill, as I said before, and you can consult on anything. You could be a tutor in math and can consider yourself a maths consultant, but don't get me wrong, there's not many of them in comparison to tech consultants, to fitness consultants, to health in consultants. Anything. Definitely worth having a look at. Well, I hope you've enjoyed part 1, and now a little word from our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by The White Viking, the best blog on the internet. Says who? Says me. Definitely go and check that out. thewhiteviking.blogspot.com. Welcome back to part 2. In this part we're going to talk about some tricks that I have learnt to be more productive in life. And now, when I say this, I know there's a lot of controversy over the whole 24-hour Beyonce thing, where she says that we both had the same amount of hours in a day. Technically we do, but she has people, so you can't really compare. So let's begin. Number 1 is to get up 2 hours earlier. And yes, I know most people would say to do this, you lose a bit of sleep, but then again you become much more productive in the day. So you have 2 extra hours to just go at your next project, or go and run. Try and push your goals, because at the end of the day you need to push yourself. And by getting up 2 hours earlier, and when I say this, it doesn't mean to sit around watching Netflix at 5 a.m, because those people, it's pointless. Anyway, let's do the next one. Basically, do the most important thing in the morning. It doesn't matter what it is in your schedule. If you can change the time and do it first, go ahead and do it. For me personally, I do my writing first thing in the morning. I do my writing for my blog, The White Viking, as mentioned earlier, as soon as I wake up. Definitely do that as well. On the 3rd, focus on progress, not outcome. For example, you're going to the gym every day. You're not the most fit person, but you feel you're good. You're going there to get stronger, faster, quicker. You sound very Olympic, admittedly. And then you see these massive weight muscled people. They all started where you are. So even if in the first month you just go up a dumbbell size, you go from a 2-pounder to a 5-pounder, that's progress, and that's all that matters. Next, this is number 4. Stop complaining about not having enough time. As I stated before, there is 24 hours in a day. You are asleep 8 of them. You are at work another 8 of them. And you are eating 2 of them. That still gives you 6 hours a day to do different things. And that's if you sleep 8 hours. Let's continue. Number 5. Take time to plan and prioritise. At the end of the day, we would all love to sit down and do nothing. But personally, this helps. If I know what I'm supposed to be doing at each hour of the day, it makes me happy. And it makes me more focused and more productive. And because of that, I started this podcast. Because I've been wanting to do this for a while. And this is one of the tricks that's helped me the most. And now, number 6, focus on minutes, not hours. If something takes 5 minutes to do it right now. Don't sit down, don't think about it, don't do anything else, just get it done now. Number 7, admittedly, I still do this. So it's not the most perfect of advice, but try it, it might work better for you. Which is avoid multitasking. If you do more than one thing at once, they are both going to suffer. So do try to plan ahead so you can separate these tasks you're trying to do all at once into different segments, so you don't have to make it worse. Because, for example, you're sitting down, you're writing something or you're reading something and you've got the tear blaring on in the background, you've got music on in another room that you forgot to turn off. Just focus. Try not to do too many different things at once. Don't cook dinner while reading a book, because you will get olive oil in your book, and that is not good. Or you burn your dinner. Either way, don't do it. Number 8, it's quite similar to some of the other ones, is set routines. So you know that between 9 a.m. and 5 you are at work, but between 5 and 7 you're going off to the gym. That is your timeline. That is a way of your de-stressing. Because you have this routine, you build it, you get used to it, you look forward to it. Our bodies crave routine. Definitely try it. If it doesn't work for you, that means you're not doing it long enough. Remember, to start a routine you have to do something 30 times at the same time, so your body thinks, oh, I should be doing this right now. Oh, I should be working out. I should be doing this my next project. Why aren't I recording this podcast that I've been wanting to do? This is the time to do it. Set your routines. Number 9. Don't aim for perfection. Let go of the imperfections and kickstart anyway. It is a lot better to have something that barely works and gets across the finish line than a German car that's designed, still in the factory and hasn't come out yet, and probably never will. And now, to end off, number 10, make sure you leave some free time in your schedule. This is the time that you can mop up on extra projects that have just gone on a little too much, or to simply just lay down and stare at the sky. Personally, in my free time, I game, and it's a great way to de-stress. Anyway, thank you for listening today. I hope you have a great week, and thank you for listening to Learning Left-Handed.